Hello everybody, it's time for us to present our paper with the title The Tendency of Using Non-Standard Indonesian in Learning Activity. My name is Masda Surti Simatupang from the Faculty of Letters and Language. Okay, in the first part I will talk in the part of introduction, the background, problems, purposes, and the previous research. Okay, in the background, from the Article of 36 of the Indonesian 1945 Constitution, it is stated that the state language is Indonesian. It means that we will use Indonesian as our identity. And Indonesian also the language of instruction in education. So it means that using formal Indonesian is a must for educators and students because educated people will use standard language if you compare with another type. Okay, so the problems is first, how is the standard Indonesian used in formal situations of teaching and learning process? And the second one, what are the factors for university students to make standard and non-standard Indonesian? And the purposes, first is to find out how the use of standard Indonesian in formal situation of teaching and learning. And the next one is to describe what are the factors for university students mix standard and non-standard Indonesian. All right, now let me talk about the previous research that already talked about the research of Indonesian. Firstly, Barawi in 2015 talking about Indonesian people speak Indonesia without using the rules of standard Indonesia. So it means that people now use Indonesian language just as they always use without thinking about whether it is standard or not standard. Okay, and then Mansur 2018 and Putri 2017 and another one is Rahayu 2015. Three of them talking about the young generation that use foreign language which is mixed into Indonesian language. It means that they don't use the standard Indonesian because it's already mixed with another language. And for this, Nurmansyah in 2015 and Swandi 2018 give a kind of solution that the roles of Indonesian lecturers are significant to preserve standard Indonesian. So for those who teach Indonesian, they should really serious to teach students how to use standard Indonesian. All right, the methodology used is descriptive qualitative by delivering questionnaires to UKI students. The participants, there are 117 students from 6 faculties. The data collection, we deliver 14 questionnaires concerning differentiation and mixing standard and non-standard Indonesian, and also the regulation of using standard Indonesia. And the data analysis, data were analyzed with percentage, then we will analyze in detail from the result. Now let's talk about result and discussion. Firstly, 53 students use standard Indonesian in class, and 39% said that they did not use standard Indonesian. So even though the young generation was claimed to prefer to use slang language, the students here in this study use standard Indonesian in class. The next one, students speak informal Indonesian if they speak with friends. That's because they feel comfortable with that one. The next findings is that Students speak standard Indonesian to their lecturer, so they know to whom they should use standard Indonesian. Next, the fourth one, students will use standard Indonesian in class, even though some of their friends try to speak non-standard, but mostly they will use standard Indonesian. The next one, students know how to differentiate standard and non-standard Indonesian. The next one, more students use the non-standard Indonesian in education situation. So let's see, is that like that? The next one is the interaction between lecturer and students usually use standard Indonesian. The next one, according to students, language used in PowerPoint from the lecturers to the students said that it's already used standard Indonesian. It means that lecturers have already used standard Indonesian. The next one, the ninth one, students mix standard and non-standard Indonesian when they do the presentation. And the next one, 47% of students think that lecturers apply the standard Indonesian, even though another 44% said no. Next is 50% students said that the lecturer did not warn them if using non-standard Indonesian in class. So the lecturers just let it be. Next, the lecturer did not give sanction or penalty for students who speak non-standard Indonesian. And the next one, the lecturer did not set up regulation of using standard Indonesian in the learning process. And the last one, 50% students agree that university did not regulate a rule of using standard Indonesian in general. So as the conclusion is that students know where and when to use standard Indonesian, but the influence of non-standard Indonesian gives a big impact. The second one, lecturers tend to use standard Indonesians, both in their PowerPoint or in their explanation. The next one, no rules or penalty concerning using or not using of standard Indonesian as a state language. It affects students' seriousness in delivering the language. And the last one, it is suggested for a university to consider of having a regulation of using standard Indonesian in education situation. I think that's all our presentation. If there is a questions, you can find me at my phone number and email. Thank you very much.